Today we wanted to do a bit on all of the equipment we have that we make our media with on a day-to-day basis. We use this stuff pretty much every day. The most important piece of this is probably the camera, most likely. And this is the Sony a7S. This is a great camera. It's a full frame camera, so it has a really big sensor. It shoots in 120 frames per second, so you can get that crispy slow-mo. Really good low light features. I rarely have to like bring extra lighting to shoots. So I recommend to anybody starting, you could probably get this model for like 1,500 bucks right now.
How long have you had that camera?
It's come for like 2 years, probably. I used it for about 1.5 years. I have this 55mm. It's a T-Star. It's a Zeiss lens. That's how you know it's expensive. It's a 55mm, so this lens is really good for close-ups. It's a 1.8, so you can get that super crispy, blurry background. It looks very cinematic. Again, it shoots well with the Sony a7S because you get that 120 frames per second. That blurry background mixed with the slow-mo that you get out of this camera makes for a dope video. It's pretty much why I have a job here at the Hard Black. That brings me on to the 24mm. This is the wide lens. It's a Zeiss T-Star 1.8, so it matches up really well with this lens. It's just a wider aspect. So when I want to establish the location of my subject, I shoot with this lens, and when I want to shoot detail of the subject, I shoot with this lens. And sometimes I get funky and I mix it up. This is my vlog lens. This lens I use mostly. This is like our everyday lens. This is a 13mm. This lens has such a wide aspect that it keeps me confident that as long as I'm holding it in the right direction, I have everything in the frame. It's really easy to keep everything in focus because I can put the aperture all the way up to 22. That eliminates that blurry background. It's just a good lens for that. And you know, when people are talking and stuff, you want to get up close to them. So this lens allows you to get up close and still be able to see a good portion of their body. So I could get that good audio, still be able to get pretty close to them with this lens. So 13mm is great for vlogging. These are the two GoPros. This is the GoPro Hero 7. This is the Session 5. This one's more for like, if we want to strap it on the helmet of somebody, it's really small, lightweight. These cameras are good for what they're good for. So like they're good for action because that's what they are, they're action cameras. I recommend these cameras if you guys do a lot of crazy stuff like we do. Sometimes we're jumping off roofs, sometimes we're lighting each other on fire. These lenses are great for those because like they're really durable. We stuck this thing on the water, we tied it to a bunch of balloons. If you want to start shooting video today and you have a cell phone in your pocket, you could literally make a career off of it. You could start shooting today and you could become a professional in less than a year. As long as you're just motivated and you just want to continue to learn new things, just go on YouTube and you'll learn everything that I learned.
I'm pretty sure when we first linked up, you were shooting off your cell phone halfway through the first year of us working together. It was all cell phone footage. We had people that came in with dollies and all sorts of shit and they just couldn't get what we were looking for.
You have one of the best cameras in the world in your pocket. So there's really no excuses out there.
We're shooting on a cell phone right now.
That should be up here too. You know what? This is another piece of our main equipment that we use every single day. At the Holy Black, we're all hands-on. So Maddie and Stefan, they pick up where I leave off. If I'm too busy shooting something else on the other side of the room, they'll pop out their cell phone and start shooting with that. Maddie's shooting me with his cell phone right now, so blows my mind. Anyways, this is another very important piece of equipment. It looks like a radioactive octopus, I know. But if you bear with me, I can explain what this weird apparatus is. This is an electronic 3-axis gimbal. This is called the Zion Crane. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, don't blame me, I'm not Japanese. We use this for our Sony a7S. Human beings, we walk, we bounce around like this. I mean, at least I do. So when I shoot with the Sony a7S, it can be really unstable. So I like to throw it on top of this thing. You sit it right here just like this. Should I show them what it does? So this is the 3-axis gimbal that I use. It's a Zion Crane. It fits my Sony a7. It fits my camera perfectly. This is how it works. You turn it on and you know your camera's not balanced at first and then automatically it snaps right into it like magic. This thing pretty much works so as I'm walking around, I can be as shaky as I want and it'll keep the camera pretty much straight. It takes out a lot of the imperfections that a human being would make with his hand. Yeah, that's pretty much the 3-axis gimbal. We're gonna put all the links to all this equipment in the description.
You are.
No, I'm not. All right, so after your camera and your stabilization, these are our LEDs. This one doesn't have a clip on the bottom because these things are plastic and they break easy. Right, so these are like kind of like disposable lighters to us. This one is still intact, so that one's cool. And this one has a broken clip on the bottom, so it's okay. We got this bad boy right here. It's a little bit more technically advanced than these light panels. You could control the temperature and you could control the intensity on it. So these are pretty cool. But these lights are really good also. When you do, we do a lot of indoor shooting in the warehouse. These lights are great for indoor shooting where you're making sets and stuff because you can plug them in. You don't got to worry about the battery dying. They get nice and warm. So if it's cold out, keep your hands toasty. Maybe make a grilled cheese sandwich on the front of it. I don't know, whatever you're into. These ones are 300 watts, so they shine pretty bright. If you look directly at it, you definitely will go blind for about 5 minutes. I do it once a morning, it wakes me up. These are the 150 watts, they're a little small. These are like the little brothers of these guys. Set up these lights on these light poles, which I'll talk about in 2 seconds. And we do a lot of product videography using these. We make a lot of different backdrops. These are good when you have like a set that's not gonna go anywhere. You have to plug these in. More or less, you're gonna set them up on a tripod. You're not gonna wanna hold these unless you wanna burn all the fingertips off your fingers. Which brings us to our light poles. Maddie ordered these on Amazon. They came in a package, I think, with a couple lights. These are great. They come with that universal, what is that, like a 1/4 inch? These pretty much serve as like a second set of hands on shoots when you're shooting with your camera and you need something to be lit and you just don't have somebody there for you. You just get 4 of these puppies and you never be lonely again. I sleep with mine in my bed sometimes and these are our tripods. Again, we got a great deal on these. They work very well. They're heavy duty. It's important to get a good tripod because these are the things that you're gonna have forever. Cameras, they're constantly upgrading the technology. Every like 3 quarters, they're upgrading to a new camera. You know what I mean? Tripods, these are pretty much more or less going to be the same for the next like 10 years. You know what I mean? It's a second set of hands. So if you need another camera or you need someone to hold a light or you need something to hold a microphone, that's what a tripod is for. These are our umbrellas. I'm pretty sure this one diffuses light and this one might reflect light or illuminate light or spread light. I don't know. But if you guys know what these do, leave down in the comments and educate us. I'd like to use them one day. Microphones are super important for the kind of media we do. It's important to have a lot of different types of microphones. This is our run and gun. We put this on top of the GoPro. This is like our heavy duty Rode mic. This one is good for interviews if you want to get really high quality audio. Like this is what we use when we're doing sit down interviews. We're talking to really important people. We filmed Barack Obama with this microphone. Yeah, this is directional. So this is good because if there's a lot going on behind you or a lot going on over there, it has these little gills, I call them fish gills, on the side of it. And what it does, it takes in sound from the side. It identifies the frequency and then it cancels it out of the mix. And it only takes whatever sound is coming in through the front of it. And this is another one. There's a little mini shotgun mic. Put this on top of your camera. Over here, this is our 7-inch 4K monitor. This is great when we're shooting product videography or we're shooting sit-down interviews. Anything where the camera's not moving, we have the camera set up on a tripod where I'm not moving with it on the gimbal. We'll use this thing. Also, if it's like really small detail, like product videography, the Holy Black has a lot of products that are really small. They have really small text and fonts where ingredients and stuff like that, or small logos or the artwork that Stefan puts into them. And we want to make sure that all that's in focus. And sometimes it's hard to see on that 2-inch monitor that you get on the back of the camera. So it's important to get like a 7-inch monitor so you can see what you're filming. This is our green screen. The green screen's great if you're shooting product videography, if you want to take out the background to anything that you're shooting without having to leave this location. It has served its purpose many times over and I love it. This is the computer. This is my laptop. I also have a desktop Mac that I use. I pretty much alternate with a hard drive. I have all my projects on that and I edit all of our videos using the program called Final Cut. Really good program. It's for beginners, intermediates, and professionals. $299 in the App Store. Even the video that you're gonna see right now is edited on Final Cut. That program is a whole nother story. It is incredible. It's my favorite program I've ever used. It's super intuitive. These are super important to have. I keep all my SD cards in here. You never have enough memory. I got 12 little 64 gigs. I kind of alternate through them and then I delete footage when they start filling up. I can't tell you how much footage I go through with these. Keep them in a Pelican case because they're one of the most important things when it comes to shooting. I think I said that about everything here. But yeah, it's all equally important. This is how we shoot everything that you see in any of the media on my page, the Holy Black's page, and we're gonna continue to use stuff and continue to grow. Like I said, we got some more lights coming in. Every time something new comes out, we're constantly seeing what kind of stuff we need or what kind of stuff works. We buy a lot of stuff, test it out, return it. If we don't like it, if we like it, we keep it. I mean, that's kind of how we've been doing it, and that's how we're gonna continue to do it until this table turns into a freaking mountain of equipment. That's about it, right? Yeah, that's about it.
All right.
All right, cool.